here you are.
What's this?
Your food.
No. I just ordered.
And now it's here.
Pretty amazing, right? Fast food was built on three promises: speed, consistency, and low prices. And for decades, it delivered. You could count on the same burger, the same fries, and the same quick service, no matter where you were. But today, everything feels different. The lines are longer, the menus are overloaded, and that cheap combo meal, it's starting to cost as much as a sit-down diner. In chasing innovation, convenience, and consistent growth, an industry that once revolutionized the dining experience is now struggling to keep up with its own promises. This is the story of how fast food broke its own business model.
Welcome to Burger King. May I take your order?
Fast food used to be America's most dependable meal. It was quick, consistent, and most importantly, affordable. For just $5, you could grab a hot lunch without a second thought. That was the promise. That was the deal. But that deal is slowly disappearing. Today, nearly 80% of Americans say fast food feels like a luxury. That same $5 meal is now a $12 combo, and people are feeling the squeeze. Customers are pushing back, and major chains are starting to feel it. McDonald's, Wendy's, Domino's, you name it, store sales are down. Foot traffic is dropping. The drive-thru isn't what it used to be. And a surprising twist, more Americans are heading back to their kitchens. Some are cooking at home to save money, others are skipping meals entirely. Fast food was once considered recession-proof, reliable during the hard times, always there when you needed it. But now, that's changing. So what happened? How did fast food go from the affordable fallback to something so many people are walking away from? Well, to understand where we are now, we have to look at how we got here. To understand what's happening with fast food today, we need to look back at what it was originally built for. Fast food really took off in the mid-20th century America, a time when the country was booming. People were busy and families needed quick, affordable meals that fit their hectic lives. It wasn't just about burgers and fries, it was about consistency, speed, and value. Places like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's weren't just restaurants. They were reliable, familiar stops that people counted on day after day. And when times got tough, whether during recessions, layoffs, or spikes in inflation, fast food was the safety net. Sure, you might not be able to splurge on steak or sushi, but a burger and fries? That was always within reach. Affordability was the foundation. It was the reason fast food had staying power. You could call it its superpower. But nowadays, that equation has flipped. Rising costs for ingredients, labor, and delivery have driven prices way up. That once affordable burger now costs nearly double, or sometimes even more. And that safety net, it's starting to feel less and less safe. At the same time, the change in consumer attitudes about health, quality, and convenience are pushing people to rethink exactly what they want from a meal. Fast food isn't the fallback it once was. It's becoming a luxury, and that shift is shaking up the entire industry built on the promise of convenience and value. Since 2019, eating out has gotten about 30% more expensive. Fast food chains, once known as the go-to option for cheap, quick meals, have raised their prices dramatically. A mix of factors is driving this surge: inflation pushing up costs across the board, labor shortages making staffing more expensive, rising ingredient prices, and adding delivery fees, all combining to increase the final bill. What used to be a simple $6 combo meal now often costs more than $10. And in some places, prices are creeping closer to $15. That's a huge jump for something that used to be considered affordable and convenient. And people have noticed. When fast food gets too pricey to justify, customers don't just cut back, they walk away completely. This shift is hitting the industry hard. Foot traffic is down at major chains like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Domino's, and same-store sales are declining. It's a clear sign that what used to be a recession-proof staple is now losing its grip on everyday diners. The fast food model is being challenged like never before, and the question remains, can it adapt to this new reality, or is a fundamental change underway? Now, don't get me wrong, fast food giants aren't ignoring what's happening. They're trying all kinds of new things to win customers back. McDonald's has rolled out celebrity meals and special limited time offers, hoping to bring back excitement to the menu. Wendy's has introduced AI-powered drive-thrus and launched premium burger lines to attract more customers. Domino's even experimented with drone deliveries to speed things up and create buzz. But despite all the flashy moves, the core problem remains: the price. No matter how cool or innovative the new items are, customers are still feeling sticker shock. That once a $5 meal has turned into a $12 or $15 experience, and that's hard to ignore. These promotions and gimmicks feel like band-aids to a deeper problem. Because when the price doesn't feel right, no matter the novelty, it can bring customers back in full force. McDonald's recently reported its biggest decline in US sales since the pandemic. That's a major red flag. It means loyal customers are spending less, or just not coming at all. And this isn't just a temporary hiccup. It's part of a larger trend changing the fast food landscape. So the question is, what will fast food look like in the years ahead? Can the industry find a way to balance rising costs with customer expectations? Or is fast food's golden era coming to an end? The answers are still unfolding. What's even more worrying for the fast food industry? It's not just low-income folks staying away anymore. Middle-income Americans, the ones who used to swing by for a quick dinner after work or grab a cheap meal for the whole family, they're pulling back too. Groceries are getting more expensive, rent keeps going up, interest rates are squeezing budgets everywhere. Suddenly, fast food doesn't feel like such a good deal anymore. When a family of four looks at the total cost of a drive-through dinner and sees it's between $45 and $60, that's the moment where they start seriously rethinking their options. So what do? Well, many cook at home. They meal prep for the week to save time and money, and sometimes they just skip a meal altogether. This isn't a minor change. It's a big shift in behavior that cuts right into fast food's core customer base. And it's not just happening at one or two places. Domino's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, they're all reporting fewer visits. And when customers do come in, they're spending less. For an industry built on quick, affordable meals, this is a major wake-up call. Fast food chains now face a real challenge to keep middle-class customers coming through the doors. Because if this trend keeps going, the business model that once seemed recession-proof could be facing some of its toughest times yet. One of the biggest surprises in this shift has been the changing role of online ordering and delivering. During the pandemic, delivery felt like it was a lifesaver. Quick, easy, and safe. Fast food chains leaned heavily into it, pouring resources into apps and partnerships with delivery services. But now, that convenience is starting to feel expensive and frustrating. Service fees, delivery charges, driver tips, they add up fast. What originally started as a $9 sandwich can easily turn into a $20 order once all the extras are included, if not more. And then there's the wait. Sometimes you're stuck waiting longer than expected, and by the time your food arrives, it's cold or worse, soggy. What used to be fast food now feels slow and costly. For many customers, the whole experience has lost its appeal. Instead of saving time, delivery feels like a hassle. Instead of saving money, it feels like a luxury. This has left fast food chains in a tough spot. Their new strategies to drive sales and convenience have sometimes backfired, alienating customers who expected better. The very things meant to keep customers coming back, speed, affordability, ease, are slowly slipping away. It's clear that fast food can't rely on delivery alone to solve its problems. If they want to win back customers, the industry needs to rethink how to balance price, quality, and convenience. Because for today's diners, those are the new standards of the game. Historically, fast food has been a recession-proof option. When money got tight, people would trade down from sit-down restaurants or skip grocery splurges in favor of something quick and cheap from the drive-thru. But this time feels different. Today, we're seeing the opposite. More and more people are walking away from fast food and turning to home-cooked meals and budget grocery runs instead. And that shift? It's about more than just rising prices. It points to a deeper change, both economic and cultural. People aren't just cutting back. They're rethinking their habits and what they want from their meals. They're asking themselves, is fast food really worth it? The time, the cost, the health trade-offs? Especially now when healthier, cheaper, and more satisfying options are right there in their own kitchens. Meal kits, frozen foods, and online grocery deliveries have made cooking at home easier than ever. And with more time spent at home, many are realizing they can prepare meals that are not only better for their wallets, but also better for their health. That means fast food is no longer just competing with other restaurants, it's competing with the idea of cooking at home altogether. For an industry built on convenience and affordability, this is a challenge unlike any before. Fast food has to evolve or risk being left behind as consumers reshape their dining habits for a new era. So what happens next? Well, fast food chains are facing a storm, and it's one they helped create. For years, they chased rapid expansion, raised prices faster than ever, and assumed that customer loyalty would hold strong no matter what. But now, the cracks are showing. Sales are slowing, new products launches and flashy campaigns aren't sticking. And more importantly, people are starting to question whether fast food is still just that, fast, let alone affordable. The core promise of convenience and value has slowly eroded. Combo meals that used to cost $5 or $6 are now creeping past 10, and that quick bite often involves long wait times and frustrating app experiences. So where do they go from here? Some chains are investing in automation and AI to reduce labor costs. Others are simplifying menus, reducing complexity, or trying to revive old-school value menus. But here's the real challenge. The consumer has changed. People adapted. They discovered new habits like cooking more at home, supporting local spots, or even skipping meals altogether. These new behaviors may not be temporary. The loyalty fast food once relied on may not come back the same way. So the industry faces a crossroads. Evolve meaningfully or risk being left behind. Because in a world where convenience is everywhere and budgets are tighter than ever, being good enough just isn't enough. So in short, fast food was once the go-to meal for millions, but rising prices have changed everything. So let me ask, are you eating out less? Do you happen to be cooking more at home more? Share your experience in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. If you found this video eye-opening, please hit that like and subscribe button for more stories, and I'll see you in the next one.